So hello and welcome to SeniorFlix. So today we have another interesting guest. Her name is Ruth Peever, and Ruth has traveled all over the world. Anyway, we'll talk to her and we'll find out a little bit from Ruth about what her story is. So good to see you, Ruth.
Good to see you.
So tell us, are you a Toronto native person?
No, I'm not actually. I was born in Cornwall, Ontario.
Okay.
And then at the end of elementary school, we moved to Arnprior, Ontario.
Okay.
So that's just outside of Ottawa.
Okay.
In the Ottawa Valley. So that's where I grew up, in the Ottawa Valley. Yeah.
So when you say we, that was your father and mother?
And two sisters.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so you spend your teen years more or less in Arnprior then?
Yes.
Your teen years,
yeah.
high school and stuff?
Yeah, and then I went on to Bible college, and then in Peterborough, and then after Bible college, I went further into university. I went to Springfield, Missouri, and went to Bible college there, and then came back and went to Memorial University, and on and on and on, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you went to Springfield, Missouri. So what was the attraction there then, Ruth?
I wanted to get a bachelor's degree in missions. And then later on, I went to the seminary there and got a master's degree in cross-cultural communications.
Oh,
so, yeah, I needed to go and get that for the work that I felt God was calling me to do. You know, I needed to be prepared.
Yes.
So, yeah.
And so when that was over, then what happened then? You went to the mission field?
Well, yeah, when I was in doing my master's degree my professor and his wife were going to go to China. Now, this was 1980, and China was just open. Canada had just opened the embassy there, and in '79. And so I said, please, could you pick me up an application form? And so they did, and I filled it out, and then, of course, later, much later, I went there. But before that, I actually went to Thailand. When I finished my Bachelor in Education degree, I went to Thailand to teach in Bangkok College.
Yeah.
And that was so interesting, because being raised in the Ottawa Valley.
It's a little different from Bangkok.
Yeah. I knew nothing about idols, okay?
Yeah.
Or anything like that, the rest of the world. So when I got to Bangkok College, there were three of us single ladies, okay? And we were going to teach it. I was going to teach in Bangkok College. So the first day, we rented a house. And the first day I went to the bus stop, and it was at the corner of the center in Bangkok, which is a roundabout. And in the center of the roundabout was this huge Buddhist idol. Yes. I'd never seen anything like this, you know, gold-plated, shining in the sun. Yeah. And all this fruit and vegetables in there at the base of it for the Buddha to eat. Yeah. And I just stood there absolutely shocked. I thought, what is this? And the thing was, this is in the center of Bangkok, you know, and the cars are going around the roundabout. And everybody, when they get to right in the face of the Buddha, they take their hands off the steering wheel and they go like this. Yeah. And I thought, my word, there's going to be accidents here like crazy. You know, you take your hands off the wheel and bow your head, you know. But they did it, and there were no accidents. Absolutely. Tricycles were going by, and buses were going by, and limousines were going by, you know, but no accidents. So that was my first impression, in a way.
So how long did you spend in Thailand?
Just over a year and a half, or less than a year and a half, because there was a coup d'etat in the country, and it was too dangerous for us to be there.
Yeah.
Actually, the three of us ladies were rented a house, and the lady had, in all the houses there's a spirit house in the yard, and all the Buddhas were in it. And so we said, well, you know, we don't really need that spirit house because we have protection. And the landlady said, well, you don't have a dog or anything, you know? And I said, no, we don't. So I took the idols out of the spirit house, took those out, and I threw them in the trash. And then later, one of the ladies came by and said, what happened to all the idols? And I said, I threw them in the trash. She said, there's a 1-year prison sentence in Thailand if you throw idols in the trash.
Really?
Yeah, so I quickly went out and got them back.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
buried them, you know. But
So
she was absolutely amazed, David,
Yeah.
that the whole year we lived in that house, we never had any thief attack us. But every house on that street
Yeah.
was attacked
Yeah.
by thieves, and our
Really?
neighbor was even killed by the thieves.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, and so she was absolutely overwhelmed
Yeah.
that why didn't the thieves attack your house?
Yeah.
You know, and
It's amazing how God sort of takes care of
yeah,
things, whether they're great or small in our lives.
yeah, absolutely
Yeah.
amazing. And another thing about Thailand that I will never ever forget as long as I live. 3 of us thought we would go to the north of Thailand, a city called Chiang Mai. And so the other missionaries said, well, no, you better go early in the morning because it's a 6 or 7 hour trip, and you got to get there before dark. Because, now this is in 1971-72, the Vietnamese War was going on, okay?
Yeah.
Over there.
Yeah.
And the guerrilla warfare was taking place from Burma, Myanmar.
Yes.
They were coming across at night, and these guerrilla warriors would get in the ditch along the road.
Yeah.
So after dark, if you went by or the bus went by, they would get on the bus and rob everybody, okay? All right. So here we are, 3 of us foreigners on the bus. We get on the bus at 6 o'clock in the morning in Bangkok. It's the best bus we could get, and by noon hour, we were not even halfway. And so we had no choice. We had to keep going. And then it got dark, okay? And then by midnight, we were still out, we don't know where.
Good gracious.
We were not in Chiang Mai at all,
Yeah.
nowhere near it.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, the bus driver stops the bus in the middle of the road, black, dark, the moon wasn't shining. And he comes back to us foreigners and he said, get off the bus. Oh, we said, but we bought a ticket. You know, here's our ticket. Get off the bus. Oh, we thought, no way. Yes, and he went to grab us. And we, okay. We'll get off the bus, you know. So the 3 of us, now midnight, we get off the bus. The others on the bus, they were allowed to stay on.
Yeah.
The bus went a little farther and then turned left down a very dirt side road. So he got off the main road. Well, then we remembered what the missionaries had told us in Bangkok, that there's guerrillas hiding in the ditch.
Yeah.
Oh, my dear. So the 3 of us stand in the middle of the road with our carry-on bag, you know. What are we going to do, you know? So we just joined hands and we prayed and said, oh, God, help us. You know, we don't know what to do. Do we walk? And how far is the city, you know? Or do we sit here all night?
Yeah.
Oh, we didn't know what to do. Well, we decided, well, we'll start walking. So we started walking, and suddenly we saw a fire in the ditch way up ahead, and we heard men laughing. Oh, we thought, what are we going to do? You know, this is something else. Oh, so we stopped again. What should we do? What should we do? Should we pray again? You know, I mean, we were just at a loss. So we stood there looking towards the ditch and looking up ahead, you know. And suddenly I heard a noise behind us. And I turned around and looked. And there were 2 rickshaws, bicycle rickshaws, coming. And I said, oh, look, there's rickshaws, 2 rickshaws. At midnight? What would they ever be doing in the middle here, out here nowhere, you know? And so we stopped. And they stopped, and we just jumped in. The two of us were very thin at that time, and so we got in one rickshaw, and the other lady, who was quite big, she got in the other one. And they started to bicycle like crazy. We just said, Chiang Mai, Chiang Mai, you know, and they just started to bike like crazy. And when they got right flush with the guys in the ditch, when the guys saw us, we were already just going past them. And we were praying like crazy, oh God, help us, you know, because if they had guns, they could have shot us.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And anyway, these 2 men, they just biked like crazy and went right through. Yeah. We didn't speak Thai language. We were just new there and so on. And we said hotel, but I mean.
So what was the purpose of you going there?
We were going to deliver some goods to some of the missionaries there. Okay. Missionaries in Bangkok asked us to take some delivery.
Did you get them delivered then eventually?
These 2 men in these 2 rickshaws got us there.
Yeah.
They brought us to a hotel. We didn't know any hotel. We didn't know the name of it because we were going to stay with the missionaries.
Yes.
So they brought us to a hotel, and we got out, and we paid them some money. And then we didn't know how much, you know, because this was a 1-hour trip.
Yeah.
They pedaled for 1 hour till we finally reached the city.
Yeah.
And so we paid them, and then the hotel door was right flush with the sidewalk. So we got out, we just walked in the door of the hotel, and I said to the other 2 ladies, you know, we didn't pay those guys very much. You know, I'm going to go back and give them a little more because, you know, they worked hard. Yeah. So I turned around and I went back out to the sidewalk, and I looked this way and I couldn't see them. I looked that way and I couldn't see them. And this is 2 o'clock in the morning now. Yeah. 2 o'clock in the morning. There wasn't a car, there wasn't a person. So I thought, well, maybe they turned down a side road, okay? So I walked a little past the hotel to a side road, and there was no side road. It was just solid buildings on both sides. And I thought to myself, I stood there on the sidewalk, and I said, you know, what can we do? Where, you know, who are these people? And I walked inside, and the Holy Spirit spoke to my heart and said they were angels.
Angels in disguise.
Yeah, angels in disguise. God sent his angels to protect you. Yeah. So that's my experience of Thailand. It was wonderful.
So you left Thailand, and where did you?
And after Thailand, I came back here. I did further studies in the university, and then I applied to China, and I got my application form, like I just said. And I went off to China. And I was there.
What work did you do then in China?
I was hired by the Foreign Experts Bureau in Beijing to teach in Hangzhou University. And I taught there for 4 years, and then I went on to Shanghai and taught Shanghai Teachers College and Shanghai
you weren't
University.
under a mission agency
No. Not you don't going to China. You can't go under a mission agency.
I see.
No. So I was just on my own. And altogether, I spent 16 years teaching in universities.
In China.
3 universities in China.
So who was paying the bill then, Ruth?
The government of China paid me $350 a month.
Was that good money then, or did that?
Well, the Chinese thought it was good money. The foreigners thought it was slavery, but no. It was good money at that time,
it was okay,
and they paid my hotel. My accommodation.
Because the the Chinese government was interested in people learning English.
Yes,
Is that, was
that's
that
right.
it?
So I taught English as a second language. I taught British literature, Shakespeare. I taught American literature and so on. The Chinese students eagerly wanted to learn English.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah, they were the best students that I have ever had in my life.
Really?
I've never had such good students.
And your students at the time, they wouldn't be fluent in English, I
No,
suppose.
not at all, not at all. Except the postgraduate students who were doing their master's degree.
Yeah.
Their English was much better, and that's why I could do Shakespeare with them. Yeah,
That's fascinating.
yeah.
So we've still got a lot of ground to cover, Ruth, but I don't know if we maybe have to come back another time. But so maybe at this point we'll just we'll stop there then, Ruth,
Okay.
and I think we should look forward to another day to hear the rest of your story, because you've got things to tell. So I think so we'll say goodbye to now from SeniorFlix, and I hope that you've enjoyed our discussion here, and we'll look forward again to next time. So thank you again, everyone. Thank you. Thanks, Ruth.
You're welcome.
Really interesting.
Thank you.